Hi, my name is Nancy, and this is my story. I was 19 when I got married. I had fallen in love with the love of my life, and he was the rock to my shy, introverted self. I never lived by myself. I never did anything by myself. I was very, very shy. And in the beginning of our marriage, John would encourage me to get a job, make friends, and I really needed that. We had been married for 3 years when I got a phone call, and it changed my life. I'd been told on the phone that my husband was in a motorcycle accident, and by the time I left that hospital that night, had found out that the doctors were not sure they could save his leg, and they would do everything that they could, and we'd know more in the morning. So I went home that night, and I was alone for the very first time ever, and I was very scared and didn't know what I was going to do. We managed John's recovery as best we could. Over the course of the next 12 years, John had a dozen or more operations, always trying to relieve the constant chronic pain that he lived with day in and day out, every step that he took. And I remember the day shortly after one of the last operations that he'd had, and he sat me down, and he was very sad, and I didn't really understand. And he said, the last operation really didn't help. I'm still in a lot of pain. And I wanted to let you know that I've asked the doctors to let it go. I'm going to ask them to take my leg. But I want you to know that as much as I love you and the children we'd had by then, I completely would understand if you wanted to divorce me. And because I know you didn't, this isn't what you signed up for. It could be difficult. The life of an amputee, a handicapped person, would not be what most people want to do the rest of their lives. And I remember looking at him and thinking, how is this going to be different? Are you going to be any less of a father, any less of a husband, any less of a person? You are who you are. You always have been. And so the choice I made that day was, no, I'm not going anywhere. We're in a marriage. We're in a commitment. And I love you. This isn't going to change our lives. So he did. He went and he had that operation. And from that, I have learned how strong a person can be, given their determination and just the goodness of them, too. I'm so happy to have met this man. I'm so happy to have been married to him still for 38 years. He's never let this become who he was. And I learned so much from him, and I became so strong with this whole ordeal that was our life. This is, to me, is what marriage is all about. And to take that away from someone just because of their sexual orientation doesn't make any sense to me at all, because we all deserve to commit to someone, to love someone for our lives and be happy. And that's my story.